Get in Salah, please.
Brothers and sisters, make sure your lines are straight, inshallah, and everything is connected. Allahu Akbar.
Allah.
Allahu Akbar. 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 Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين يا أيها المزمل قم الليل إلا قليلا نصفه أو انقص منه قليلا أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا إن ناشئة الليل هي أشد وطئا وأقوم قيلا إن لك في النهار سبحا طويلا واذكر اسم ربك وتبتل إليه تبتيلا رب المشرق والمغرب لا إله إلا هو فاتخذه وكيلا واصبر على ما يقولون واهجرهم هجرا جميلا وذرني والمكذبين أولى النعمة ومهلهم قليلا إن لدينا أنكالا وجحيما وطعام ذا غصة وعذابا أليما يوم ترجف الأرض والجبال وكانت الجبال كثيبا مهيلا إنا أرسلنا إليكم رسولا شاهدا عليكم كما أرسلنا إلى فرعون رسولا فعصى فرعون الرسول فأخذناه أخذا وبيلا فكيف تتقون إن كفرتم يوما يجعل ولدان شيبا السماء منفطر به كان وعده مفعولا إن هذه تذكرة فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه سبيلا إن ربك يعلم أنك تقوم أدنى من ثلثي الليل ونصفه وثلثه وطائفة من الذين معك والله يقدر الليل والنهار علم أن لن تحصوه فتاب عليكم فاقرؤوا ما تيسر من القرآن علم أن سيكون منكم مرضى وآخرون يضربون في الأرض يبتغون من فضل الله وآخرون يقاتلون في سبيل الله فاقرؤوا ما تيسر منه وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله هو خير وأعظم أجرا واستغفروا الله إن الله غفور رحيم الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين والسماء والطارق وما أدراك ما الطارق النجم الثاقب إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر والسماء ذات الرجع والأرض ذات الصدع إنه لقول فصل وما هو بالهزل إنهم يكيدون كيدا وأكيد كيدا فمهل الكافرين أمهلهم رويدا الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله الله أكبر 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 ولله الحمد فإن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ارسله الله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون وقال سيدنا المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم إن أصدق حديث كتاب الله وخير هدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأن شر أمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أما بعد فيقول الله تبارك وتعالى واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا. Brothers and sisters, Eid Mubarak, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Really praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm not going to give a long khutbah today. I just want to wish you all a very happy Eid, inshallah ta'ala. And may Allah bless your families. May He accept all of the da'awat of the Hajjis and accept their Hajj and accept our prayers and they keep us firm on their faith, and may He increase brotherhood between the Muslims and protect our families. I have to warn you in this khutbah, what I made a pledge to myself that from now on, Assalamu alaikum, good to see you. From now on, every khutbah, I'm going to just talk a little bit about things that are going on today so people can be aware of our circumstances with Muslims and with Islam in the world. So, on this Eid, because only Allah joins the hearts between the people. Like, that's something that Allah does, and He does what He pleases. But right now, there's a lot of turmoil within the Muslim world. There's a lot of hearts turned against one another. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to heal that process. But people are taking advantage of that. And I just need to warn you about that just a little bit. Not to get, I want people to celebrate the Eid, but I just want you to be aware that we're on the precipice of the appearance of the Antichrist. I want you Muslims to understand what's going on, okay, because it's so prevalent and it's so clear and it's being done right under our noses, okay? So listen, there's nothing to be afraid of. As Muslims, we hold fast to our faith. Stay close to your families, stay close to the masajid, give sadaqah, because sadaqah is a shield. Fast the extra days, do a lot of dhikrullah, because dhikrullah is another shield. Read Quran, that's a shield. Learn the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf, the Surah of the Cave, or the last 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf, Surah of the Cave, because that's a shield and it's a protection, okay? We don't have to enter into controversial things, but what's going on right now is that people are being asked, Muslims are being asked to commit disbelief in their words, sometimes in their actions, sometimes in the positions that they ask you to take on things. Okay, now we believe that only Allah, He makes those people who believe firm with the firm word in this life and the hereafter. But stay close, this is my advice, stay close to our fundamental principles of our faith, of the salat, of the zakat, fasting, stay close to your families, honor your mother and your father, take care of your children. If you have Islamic classes anywhere, you go to those classes. If you have kids, bring your kids. Help strengthening, the masajid, especially like the indigenous masjid like this one. We need to be strengthened. We need to have better facilities so that we can fortify ourselves, fortify our faith, and stay, keep our family firm in the religion. But be mindful of what's going on. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying this is the reality of what's going on right now in the world. Everybody's phone, all of our conversations, everything is recorded, is tapped in. People know who you're calling, who you're talking to, where you're going, where you're visiting. Okay, well that's okay. But there's a great concern about Islam in the world and people who practice Islam. So we ask Allah for protection, But these are signs of, this new global environment. These are signs of the last days. One of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, he asked the Prophet, used to ask him about these things. His name was Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman. He said, كان الناس يسألون رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الخير وكنت أسأله عن الشر مخافة أن أقع فيه. said that the people used to ask the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the bad things. I used to ask him about the good things for fear that I would fall into it. So it's a long hadith. But at the end of the hadith, the Prophet was talking about the turmoil at the end of times. You know, like not the last, but in the latter times, you know, the turmoil between the Muslims and the weakness and the differences and the different types of fitness. So he asked me, he said, Ya Rasulullah, what should I do if I happen to catch that time? What should I do? And the Prophet said to him, Ilzum bi jama'ah. He said, stay connected to a community of Muslims. And this is my advice. You stay connected to a community of Muslims. You make sure that there are other people who believe like you to support you in your faith. No matter what else you do, that you're connected to some sort of jama'ah structure. You know, and the Prophet said, Yad Allah fawqa jama'ah. The hand of Allah is on the jama'ah. And the Prophet also said that عليكم بجماعتي فإنما يأكل الذئب الغنم القاسي. He says, I enjoin you to be in congregations because the wolf devours the stray sheep. So, you know, I don't have much to say. I want people to enjoy themselves. I'm going to go talk back to the sisters a little bit, inshallah ta'ala. But from my heart, I wish you all a happy Eid for the next 3 days. The Prophet said that our Eid, that the days of Tashriq, it goes from today, tomorrow, and the next day. And I know some people did the Eid tomorrow. You know, alhamdulillah, may Allah accept all of the salawat for everybody that made Eid, all of the adhiyah and everything. We're going to do some slaughtering today. But if I've offended anybody, or if I owe anybody anything, I apologize. May Allah have mercy on me and ask for your forgiveness. And if I've been short in anything, inshallah ta'ala, then, you know, I set the reminder. But after that, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to finish the khutbah, and I'm going to let you get out of here, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. My advice, brothers and sisters, to us all to have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, oh, you believe, اتقوا haqqa taqatihi wa la tamutun illa wa antum muslimun. Have taqwa of Allah to the degree that's warranted, and don't die unless you die submitting. And the Prophet and the Prophet also said, اتقوا الله حيثما كنتم واتبع السيئة الحسنة تمحوها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. And the Prophet said, have taqwa of Allah no matter where you are, and follow every bad deed with a good deed, because if you follow a bad deed with a good deed, it wipes it out. And treat people with good character, using good manners. And those things right there, that's enough advice for us all, inshallah ta'ala. One, have taqwa of Allah. Just fear Allah in your dealings. Try to deal honestly, respectfully. Try to keep your word. You know, this is what Islam is all about. You know, be nice to people, inshallah ta'ala. Your friends anyway. But even if they don't be nice to you, still be nice to them. You know, still show the good side. Be patient with the people who, you know, make us angry. You know, and the Prophet's advices were always very, very quick. You know, the Prophet said, "Amatama yudkhil an-nas al-jannah husnul khuluq taqwallah." He said that the general thing that will cause people to go to paradise is good character and taqwa of Allah. That the general thing, you know. Now we know Allah gets down to the specifics, but Allah is also general. You know, I mean, He looks at the deeds individually, but He's also looked at people from a general perspective too. And so, generally, having taqwa of Allah and good character, most of the people go. He said that general qualities that people have to go to Jannah, people have that cause to go to Jannah, is they have good character and they fear the law. So if we do that, so the Prophet constantly would tell people to fear Allah and to have good character. And about bad deeds, he says, وَاتَّبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُوهَا. Follow every bad deed with a good deed. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect Muslim. There's no such thing as a perfect Muslim. There's no such thing as a perfect person, period. Only Allah is perfect. We all are subject to error. So, the way you live your life, inshallah ta'ala, is, if you do bad deeds, you follow with a good deed. Follow with a good deed. And there's a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ, he said that when a person does we know when a person does a good deed, the angel writes it down right away. But when a person does a bad deed, the angel waits 6 counts. Now scholars differ whether it's 6 minutes, 6 hours, Allahu A'lam. But they wait. They don't write it down right away. If you do something bad, the angel doesn't write it down right away. He waits to see what you're going to do. Because if you do something right afterwards, good, or you might just ask Allah for forgiveness, then He don't write it down. He has permission from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do that. The angel that writes the good deed, he writes it down right away. Because he wants your good deed to go into your deposit quickly. And the Prophet said, he says that good deeds you should hasten. That's why in Islam, we always hasten to do something good. If it's opportunity, if it's something bad, we should at least, not do it. Inshallah. But at least you'd be like, I don't know, man. At least look around. And that's a good thing. Not to do the bad deed, but it's a good thing that people have conscience. That's why when you do something bad, you feel like, you don't want nobody to know. That's why the Prophet said that a sin is something, well, they asked him about goodness, birr, righteousness, and if that's Prophet about righteousness and if, right? Ithm is sin. He said, al-birr husnul khuluq. He says righteousness is husnul khuluq, good character. He says, well, the sin is something that hop up in nafsik. It bothers you on the inside and you don't want nobody to know about it. So that's how, he was doing that to give people a general understanding, because some people, we don't always know sin in detail. But if it's something that it bothers you, and then you don't want people to know that you did that, that's what sins usually are. So the angel, he doesn't write it down right away. He waits 6 counts. He gives us the opportunity. This is by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the command and permission of Allah. Allah allows him to do that. Because Allah, He wants goodness for His servants. He's inclined towards mercy. Over the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is some wording. And it says, Inna rahmati sabaqad ghadabi. Over the throne of God are the words, verily my mercy precedes my anger. So Allah is more inclined to be merciful than He's inclined to be angry. So this is how you navigate your path. Especially nowadays, because it's almost, it's always hard to stay on the path sometimes. But now there's so many temptations, there's so many things going on. SubhanAllah, by the time you get to work, you might get 3 or 4 sins. You might curse out the dude to cut you off. You might put the dude to cut you off. I'm just saying, it's hard. So, what you do is have taqwa of Allah, follow every good deed every bad deed with a good deed, and make a lot of istighfar. Make a lot of asking Allah for forgiveness. Make a lot of repentance. And this is what we have to do, because even though the world is complicated, but for the Muslim we can navigate through the complication by sticking to the fundamental things of the faith. So, ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات وألف بين قلوبنا واجعل في قلوبنا الإيمان والحكمة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر للمسلمين جميعا وادخلهم جنة. ربنا واقبل من الحجاج حجهم جميعا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ونصلي ونبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Brothers and sisters, كل عام وأنتم بخير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
جزاك الله خير.
الله يبارك فيك.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله
Alexa, hey, how are you doing?